Hello and welcome back to the Road to Episode 8, my ongoing series where I chart the road to the release of Star Wars Episode 8 in December 2017, and it's been a while. It's been about a month, if not longer, since the last Road to Episode 7 video. 7, I said it again, I keep messing that up, the Road to Episode 8. I'll keep that in. And yeah, basically I did my 24-hour movie marathon, I did the whole stupid Luke Skywalker thing, cut my hair short, you know the deal by now. If you don't, then yeah, that's what I did. And so I didn't want to make a video to give the game away because I have a huge ego. Anyway, so the series is back, and today, which is the 21st of April 2016, I was literally just about to head out to go to the post office to pick up this. Oh yes, Star Wars The Force Awakens whoosh, on Blu-ray. And I'm pretty sure I'll need to check my facts, actually maybe go on the internet, do a little bit of research, get some cooperation done on all the facts and everything, and kind of measure out the graphs and make sure that I'm completely right, but I'm pretty sure that I am the last person in the world to get this Blu-ray. So yeah, a friend of mine, Claire, big shout out to her, helped me out with this. And so she bought it when it came out in America like 2 weeks ago, and then sent it off to me 2 weeks ago today. And it turned up today, and I was like, is it going to turn up? Is it going to turn up? I was getting very impatient about it, and then the UK release date came and went, and everyone was showing their Blu-rays off, and I was really jealous. I just wanted to get my own copy, and it just was what it was. I was like, ha 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 ha, I'm getting a Target edition. I'm going to get it before even the people in the UK. But no, they all got it before me. So I don't think it's out here in Norway actually until Friday. I thought it was out on Monday, but it's out tomorrow and Friday. So I guess I got it before some people. But anyway, it's finally here. And I was just about to leave to go and pick it up from the post office. And I got a comment on the last Road to Episode 8 video. Shout out to the guy who commented, I believe his name was Ken or Kev. Sorry, I briefly looked at you, I think it was Kev. He said that you know, you're going to come back to doing these videos, and I was like, wow, I was literally just thinking, literally 30 seconds before I saw his comment, which he had just made like a minute earlier, I was thinking I should get back to doing this series now that I'm back making proper videos. So shout out to him, and thank you very much for the kind words. He said that he really enjoyed the series, and so I'm happy to now continue it. This is just kind of like a welcome back video, so to speak. There's one thing I'll talk about, and I'll briefly touch on Rogue One. I mean, again, I thought, hey, I won't make a video about on the road to episode 8 because I cut my hair short and I'm preserving the surprise for 24-hour movie marathon 5. What can happen in a month in the road to episode 8? We're still like years from release. A lot can happen in a month. For one thing, this came out on Blu-ray and everyone and their dog were talking about it, and then there's the fact that the Rogue One trailer dropped. Oh yes, the day after The Force Awakens came out on Blu-ray in the United States. Boom! Rogue One trailer. They wasted no time, and it was clear to me that the reason we haven't seen a Rogue One trailer up until now is because they were like, okay, let's keep pushing the fact that we're releasing The Force Awakens on Blu-ray, keep the focus on The Force Awakens, don't cloud it with Rogue One yet. As soon as The Force Awakens was out, they're like, shh, out the gate, Rogue One, here we go. So yeah, that's clearly what was going on, because we heard for months that they had Rogue One trailers ready to go. They were just sitting on them waiting for the optimum moment, and they certainly picked it because everyone was talking about Rogue One, everyone was raving over it, the trailer and stuff. And I'll get to that. But yeah, a lot happened basically, and I'm really excited to delve into the bonus features on the Blu-ray. I will be reviewing the Blu-ray in full as part of this series, so you can look forward to that, me talking about all the special features and all that kind of good stuff. Now, one thing I want to talk about was there's been some recent comments from J.J. Abrams and even Lawrence Kasdan talking about Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens. And what's really cool about the Blu-ray, I think, is that now that the cat is out of the bag, so to speak, we get Luke on the back of the Blu-ray, which is pretty damn cool. I can't really seem to do this without getting a reflection of the thing. If I go like this, can it focus on him there? And then I can flip the camera around, maybe the screen. I don't know. You've seen it. What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do? Everyone's seen it. It's the same back cover as every Blu-ray. Who cares? Who cares? But anyway, it's cool that he's back on the back of the cover, because I'm just a nerd like that. And where was I going with this? It's like everything's exploding at once. Star Wars, I got to catch up on everything. Right, comments from J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan about Luke in Episode 7, and Mark Hamill was initially, apparently, reticent to even be in The Force Awakens. He was like, it's just, is it going to come off as a joke, you know, like a fart in church? Well, he didn't say a fart in church, but I'm hugely paraphrasing here, but his general thing was, you know, when I turn up at the end, isn't it going to be a big joke like, oh, he's been stood there the whole time? You know, everyone's just going to balk at it, but J.J. was like, no, I think it's really going to work, and damned if it didn't. I still think it's amazing. I can't wait to watch it again and see how different it is. I want to see how I get emotionally involved in the film now that I'm watching it at home, 4 months after the hype, 4 months after the amazing experience I had with this film in the cinema 4 times in a row, not one after each other, but over about a space of a week when it came out, obviously. I'm really interested to see how it holds up in terms of hitting me emotionally. We'll see, and I'll talk about that in the series, in the coming videos in this series. And so yeah, Mark Hamill's like, I don't know, is it going to work? Obviously they convinced him that it was going to work, and in my opinion it did. And also Lawrence Kasdan was talking about how, like, originally in 2012 they were thinking of, Rey finds Luke and then goes off to kick ass later on, and he said it just didn't feel like it felt like it took away from Rey. People would just be like, oh, Luke Skywalker, let's see what he's going to do, and it takes emphasis off of Rey and the new characters. I agree with that. And even though he's only in the film for about 45 seconds or a minute, however long it is, not 5 seconds like a lot of people say, it's a sizable minute-long scene there at the end. I feel like the whole movie is about him. It's about the search for Luke Skywalker, and that's just so fucking epic, and it just adds to his appearance. I think it was perfectly utilized. Would I have wanted to see 2 hours of Luke Skywalker's next adventure? Holy shit, yes! Sign me up now. Take my money. Yes, but this is the better way to do it, I feel, and it's exciting now. We're seeing all this stuff, so many things that, and I'm going to talk about this next time, that Mark Hamill has been amazing on social media recently, absolutely fantastic. Some of the stuff he's been posting has been genius. I'll talk about it next time, but they're making episode 8. Stuff's moving forward again. As I said before, I'm not going to delve into all the details and look at all the set pictures and stuff. I don't want to get too spoilery with it, but they're making it. They're all there in the UK, and they're filming it and stuff. And there was a royal visit, I think, a couple of days ago. Prince Harry, Prince William were there on set and met Mark Hamill and Daisy Ridley and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, it's exciting to know the film's being made right now. Episode 8, and I'm sure we're going to get a much heavier presence from Luke. Well, we're obviously going to get a much heavier presence from Luke, and so I think it works. And again, I'm only bringing this up now. I've talked about it before, but just because the comments recently came out that JJ was talking about how Mark was originally not sure about the idea of just having Luke be at the end, and if it would even work or not. So that's what I wanted to mention. But Rogue One, briefly in a nutshell, it was alright. It was okay. I enjoyed it. I filmed a reaction to it in case it was worth posting in this series, but I just didn't feel like it was. I didn't really react much. It was cool. And I'll talk about it a lot more in a future video. I'm going to do a trailer review of Rogue One. I'm going to go shot by shot and talk to you about everything, like I've done with the episode 7 trailers, and give you my full thoughts on it. But in a nutshell, to me it just felt a bit like a really expensive fan film, and I don't mean that as a knock, because it's weird to see a Star Wars film that isn't about the Skywalkers, that isn't about the Jedi, that isn't about stuff that we already know. It's Rebels. There's no Jedi there. It's Rebels, Stormtroopers, and battles. And a lot of people love that stuff. A lot of people, people who dress up as the Stormtroopers, the 501st Legion, all those people. I bet this is their film. They're gonna love this. And people are losing their minds over the ATST. And was it the ATST or the AT-AT? I always forget. The AT-AT, whatever. The big dog walkers. Be like, oh my god, and yeah, it's cool, but it doesn't give me that like the episode 7 trailer, and it's never going to do that. But I wasn't as excited as maybe I thought I would be. Am I looking forward to the film? Holy shit, yes, I cannot wait to see it. But it's going to take a bit of getting used to see a film that isn't an episode of Star Wars, and it's something that has been so precious for almost, we're coming up on 40 years now, almost 4 decades. All we've known is the Skywalkers, the Jedi, and now we're getting for the first time a Star Wars film that isn't that, and it's an official Star Wars film. And every fan film you see, or a lot of fan films you see, well, not a lot of them even. I mean, there are a lot of Jedi fan films, of course. There was the recent Darth Maul one that's fantastic, but there are quite a few fan films that are just about stormtroopers and battles and rebels and stuff, because it's easy to do. And so again, my only frame of reference of seeing a film like this that doesn't have Jedi in it were the fan films, and I'm going back like 10 years now, when I was a teenager and I was really into that community of people who were making Star Wars fan films. Of course people still do it now, but there was like a big boom of it around the prequels, I think, and Yeah, a lot of like troops, and that was a bit earlier in the 90s, but still, yeah, it just felt a bit like an expensive fan film, and so it was hard for me to go oof about, you know. Obviously, we have the music was great, that the shots look great, and it looks really interesting, you know, in terms of the action, and it's going to be a very different Star Wars film. But overall, it just wasn't something that I was like, ah, you know, it was good. It looks cool, but it just didn't really pop anything that hadn't been popped before for me. It wasn't that much of an excitement level, unfortunately. But you know, I'll go through the trailer in depth, and I'll talk about so much more in an upcoming video. And that's about it for now. So things you can look forward to in this series. Next I'll be talking about probably the Rogue One trailer, and then Mark Hamill's social media antics. I will be reviewing this Blu-ray right here, and talking about all the special features in depth, and giving you my kind of fifth watch opinions on the film, see how it holds up at home. And if you want to follow my channel, I'll probably do like a vlog as I'm watching it actually. So there'll be lots of Star Wars content to come. I'm still streaming Battlefront, you know, pretty much every week or so, and so you can tune in for that. I still plan to get round to reviewing the score at some point. There's lots to come, and obviously the news just keeps on flowing, and there's lots of little bits I probably missed that I can kind of catch up on now that I'm making these videos again. So thank you for watching, thank you for the support. I mean, I looked back on the videos that I've released so far for the Road to Episode 8, and they've all gotten quite a lot of views, as opposed to the Road to Episode 7 videos, which sometimes didn't really get many views, and so it's picking up now, and that's really cool, and I appreciate that, and I'm glad, because I didn't really think I'd ever do the Road to Episode 8. I thought 7 special, you know, 8 is never going to be as big for me. It's going to be huge, but it's never going to be as big. You know, it's never going to be. I've said it before. We are never going to get the first Star Wars sequel in 30 years again. It's never going to happen. You know, we're going to get these movies every year forever now, probably. So it's such a special moment in time. Episode 8 is a sequel to a film that came out a couple of years ago. 7 was a sequel to a film that came out 30 years ago that we thought we'd probably never get. So it's never going to be a special. But, you know, I literally threw it out there for you guys. I said, if you want me to do the Road to Episode 8, if enough people want me to do it, I'll do it. And I think maybe about 5 or 6 people said, please do it. And that was enough for me. So thank you for all the support for this series, and we will continue this on until at least the release of Episode 9. Why the hell not? Why do the Road to Episode 7 and 8 if you're not going to do 9 as well? You've got to complete the trilogy, haven't you? So, yeah, this series is going nowhere, and there might be breaks like there was over the past month or so, but it will always be here. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.